There are so many memories from that first class because, we were winging it, okay? We put together our own stools for the histology lab. Back then, there were no computer screens, and we didn't have personal computers. A computer was a big thing that was as big as this wall that had the reels turning and you got ticker tapes. What we had were microscopes. Your microscope was sitting on a tabletop and you needed a stool to sit on to look in the microscope. So Dr. Sharp took us in there and there were all these cardboard boxes with stools in them, and we tore into them and put them together with Elmer's glue. And then we each had a stool to look in our microscope. We painted our own classroom. I remember not having any heat and sitting there with your winter coat and gloves on trying to take notes because we didn't have computers then. Dr. Jim Deering and I designed our diplomas. They just asked for ideas and Jim and I got together and designed this. It's the only diplomas like it. So there's 33 of them. The one word I would use to describe WVSOM would be family. It was great. It was a family atmosphere. The instructors were outstanding, and they dedicated themselves to teaching us like I have never seen anywhere. Family is the way to describe it. I remember, she might kill me for saying this, but I remember pushing Dr. Betty Blatt down the hallway on a roller chair. And everybody was laughing at that. She was squealing as I was pushing her down the hallway. Well, I think Dr. Blatt was my favorite. And then Dr. Sharp. He was the president, but he also taught histology. And he was excellent. I was on the alternate list when I accepted the position at WVSOM. It was basically the first medical school that said yes, and I went. And plus, it was like coming home for me. I grew up in Monroe County. My dad wasn't a doctor or a senator or anybody important. I was just the country bumpkin from Monroe County, and they used to say, "Alan, how did you get in medical school?" I've been asked that over and over and over. I think it was divine intervention. I had some students that graduated from WVU, and I asked a couple of them, and they gave me the same answer. Why did you choose WVSOM instead of WVU? And they said, of all the schools that they interviewed at, WVSOM was the medical school. When they went to these other medical schools, that was a part of the West Virginia University or a part of Ohio State or a part of, and this was totally dedicated, this whole campus, to training them in medicine, and they were impressed with that, and I am too. I think it's a wonderful selling point for your institution. I made a house call one time on horseback, and it was funny. I was riding my horse, and a neighbor that lived about a mile away called me and told me his wife was ill. She had colon cancer, and he said she was in bed and couldn't get out of bed and wanted to know if I could come down and see her. So I just, rather than unsaddling the horse and wiping it down and everything, I just grabbed my old medical bag and hung it over the pommel of the horse and rode it down to their house. And she got out of bed to see me on horseback. Her husband said, "Dr. Allen's coming on horseback." And she got up. I didn't need to give her any medicine. That was it. She was in a much better mood and out of bed and ready to go. Doctors in small communities are movie stars. And it's difficult to have close friends, difficult to go out and eat with your family. It's difficult to do a lot of things when you're a doctor in a small town. If I had it to do over again, I'd do it. It's the most exciting thing and most rewarding thing I've ever done. It doesn't take a genius to become a doctor. It just takes somebody that is stubborn and determined and has a heart for it. That's the person that is going to make the doctor a good doctor, yeah.